Alright, what's up? It is December 31st, 2025, and I'm excited for a new year. Excited for everything. It's New Year's Eve. I'm going to hit a really cool workout today. Gonna really sit back, review, reflect, and plan for the next year. Gonna walk through kind of what I'm doing and show that to you guys so maybe you can adopt some of this into your practice, you preparing for the next year. This next year is going to be really special for me. And I've already felt so much of that. God's already done a lot in like the last month and a half. I disappeared for 2 weeks because I've had some really bad back problems and also been kind of sick. Like I could not tie my shoes for a week and a half. I finally started to feel better about 4 days ago. Got back into running and really enjoyed it. Ran the longest I've ever ran. One day with a little push from a close friend that means a lot to me. And then also after that, got back into running again, kind of running with this person, just training a little bit, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna set a goal for next year and have a strong fitness goal. I want to be at the gym, go to the gym around like 275 days out of the year. I did 230 this year, so feel really good about that number, but want to get up just a little bit higher on that. And then I really want to do a couple competitions, so we'll get into all of that. But first, I'm gonna go hit the gym and do this workout. It's crazy. It's like a mile, then 250 push-ups, 250 air squats, 25 overhead presses, 25 wall balls, 25 burpees, and then another mile run. I think that's it. I think there's one more thing. I just can't remember what it is. Farmer carries. That was the other thing. But yeah, so more high rock style, which I love. I'm excited to kind of dive into some of that. I'm probably going to train more for that this year, and then also maybe do like some marathon training. So yeah, let's go work out, and then we're going to jump into kind of recap, review, plan, do all of it. Let's go.
The world is crowded. Oh, did your doctor prescribe me love? The world is crowded. Oh, did your doctor prescribe?
Alright, just had dinner, got out the bath, took an Epsom salt bath because I'm definitely feeling it in my back right now. Just tension, nothing crazy. I didn't tweak it again, like I can still touch my toes, so I'm good there. But had dinner, took an Epsom salt bath just to kind of ease that a little bit. I'll probably do a little stem therapy. It is like 11 o'clock at night. I got kind of lost and caught up doing a ton of reflection stuff, but gonna close out the night with some more reflection stuff. Gonna pray into the new year. Just really letting God do a lot right now. God's already given me some scriptures for today. I've done some really cool reflections today with my BHP crew. Shout out to Carson. I'm gonna put the link to Carson's group, BHP, in the description. It's been a huge help for me this year, and I'm also going to show a little bit of what we do and a little bit of what he's given me to reflect this year, and I'll do that tomorrow. But for tonight, I'm going to close it out here and pick it up tomorrow morning, but I'm going to also still be kind of recapping, doing a little bit tonight, so I'll see you then.
The world is crowded. Oh, did your doctor prescribe me love? The world is crowded. Oh, did your doctor prescribe me for what ails you did?
Alright, back in the car. Last night was great. Prayed through the new year, which was good. Got really clear on a lot of stuff. Casting vision over the next year, over friends, over all kinds of stuff. Just felt really, really good to dive into that. Have a couple scriptures God's really given me. And so today, just hit the gym and did a little bit of Christmas shopping. But now I'm going to go in and kind of do my last little bit of review and then talk through really what I'm pushing into, what my personal goal is. And then yeah, we're going to talk through kind of the process, what I did there, what I went through. I think this will be really cool, really good for you. So I'm excited to do it. It should be cool. So let's go in. I got to get some gifts ready. My family comes into town today. Do a couple different things, change, wash up. Have a good day. Let's do it. Alright, so let's look at some of this reflection stuff. Got done yesterday with family Christmas, doing all these different things, and was able to kind of lock in this morning. Wrote a whole new kind of method to everything, but I'm going to take you through what I did first that then led me to this study in the first 20 verses of Ephesians 5 that took me down this really cool path of reflection and this idea. I'm going to post that on TikTok and on Instagram separately, kind of as a guide, but I promise you that I'd take you through what I went through for reflection. So that's what we're going to do here, to look at this, and then at the end I'm kind of going to speak through what I'm feeling for this year and where I'm at. But first, I just kind of went through 12 reflections, and shout out to Carson. Carson's the one who leads Bulletproof Humans. He leads BHP, and he's incredible. He is absolutely amazing as a leader, as a developer, as someone who thinks through things very clearly, and then also can make it plain for other people to follow. And I think that's so important. And that's kind of the first step to this. The first thing, notebook, pen, prayer. That is, every time I'm doing anything, that is exactly what I go to. In Habakkuk, it talks about write it down, make it clear, make it plain, so that even the runners can see it and understand it. So that you, 8 months from now, can come back to this and say, what was I talking about? It's there. You're able to understand it, you're able to get into it, and you're able to actually visualize the things that you wrote down. Right now it's easy for you to visualize it, but be clear, be intentional about writing clearly so that you can hear it and see it and read it, and it still connects a year from now, 8 months from now, 4 months from now. Whenever you need to come back to this to remind yourself of it, you have it and it's there. Number one was just simply who and what inspired you to grow this year and live a better life. This for me was a lot of people, and then also it was several situations over the 12 months that challenged me, that took me to a safer place. The next one is relive one of the best moments of 2025. What was it and why? This puts you in a really great place of gratitude. I would encourage you, do this with me. As I'm reading this, pause it after every question. Write that out. Take your time. Do it. I'm telling you, it's going to be super impactful for you. Name the strongest discipline you've stuck to in 2025, and is there room to improve or add another? I think this was a big one for me. I had a lot of strong habits. I went to the gym over, I would say at least over 200 days this year. I would say probably 250, 4 or 5 days a week. And that was non-negotiable for me. That was an incredible improvement for me. Spiritually, I saw a lot of improvement this year. Personally, I took a lot of action, which was great. I found this clarity, this release to actually start to use my voice again after going quiet for around a year and a half, close to 2 years, where God just wanted me to sit back and kind of hide and be hidden, and for God to speak to me and change me. Now I get to share all those things I did in that year and a half. And so it's been really cool to kind of step into that. So there's been a lot of great stuff for me this year, but there's also things I want to add. There's things I want to change, and we're going to get into that as well. But first, it stayed in this gratitude mindset. And the next one was just, what was a conversation that helped shape your year? And think about every interaction. Think about the little ones. Think about the big ones. Think about, sometimes it may not have been a positive conversation, but it had a positive impact. And it had a positive turnaround. That was actually what mine was a conversation with my pastor that was a little bit more difficult about who I was as a person. And it helped encourage me and empower me in a way that came from a challenge from him to go deeper. So think about that. Go deep into that. Think about more than one conversation. Think about the different areas of your life when you're in this. The 5S, faith, family, fitness, fun, finances. Those are you can go into those things and think about what had an impact on every one. You can kind of get into a deep, deep place there if you really want to. Describe this year for you personally in 3 words. I want to say mine was healing, hurting, and encouraging. I want to say those are my 3. And even if it wasn't, that's probably what it should be. because there was a lot of things that I had to learn from. And so I had to recognize the hurt, heal from it, and then watched God put courage back into me and equip me to go back and go from dreamer to creator, and courage being that middle point. What's the wildest risk you took this year that brought a positive outcome? Was there a risk you took that didn't turn out well? Reflect on those things. I got to this question and realized I was not risky enough. We're going to go deeper into that at the end of this, because I think that's where I'm headed. And I think that's where us as a generation, that's where we're headed. If you need to confess anything before the new year to another brother for accountability, reflect and make the choice to do it. I think this is so important. This is a perfect time. Every day is the perfect time. God's grace is new every single day. But especially at the end of the year, people's hearts are more open to change and things like that. Now's a great time to open up to somebody about something you've never opened up about before. People's hearts and minds are more ready to receive and start a new year in a fresh way. If you think it might be hurtful, if you think it might be something, this is a great time of year to do that. This is a great time of year to have some of those harder conversations for yourself or for other people that are going to help you get to the next phase of life. What was one thing or one moment for you this year that was new and challenging? And why was that? This is a great one because it helps you put into perspective, I did something new this year. I did something great this year. How can I step deeper into this? What was the benefits from it? What's the next challenge I can go into? What are a few things this year that you are grateful for that money can't buy? I think that's really, really big in this, is that you get outside of the realm of just the financial ideology of everything around us. Obviously, this world revolves around money. But my world revolves around a God that's over every financial situation. And if that's the case, what are some things that money can't buy that I know brings me the most joy, that I know is fruitful in my life? If you could make more time for something or someone in the new year, what would it be? I absolutely love this one. Being somebody that I have increased my capacity in a major way this year. And I'm super proud of that because it's been a major prayer that I prayed for the first 6 months, especially of this year, was God increase my capacity so that I can handle and do more, because I felt a call to do more, but I felt like I was at my ceiling. I felt like I was hitting that ceiling. So I prayed that prayer, and I've seen God do so much in that. And sometimes for some people, you might be feeling the same way I did. It's time to become more effective. It's time to develop leaders that maybe can help you delegate some of those responsibilities. Doing specific things, getting into that mental space allows you to then increase in your life. Everybody has the same 24 hours. There are people who are definitely more effective than you, and you've seen that. Study that. Look into that. What are they doing? How are they there? A question for every man. And girls, switch this over for you. Glory, girls, or gold? Which has the ability to be your greatest downfall? Live your life aware. So for girls, it would be glory, guys, or gold. For guys, glory, girls, or gold. That right there, you look at those three and you are able to be self-aware on, what do I struggle with the most? What is the most tempting thing for me? Point that out, build some structure around that so that God can stay at the top. How would you describe what this year meant to you and the standards you set for yourself? Strong, clear, evident? If not, what absolutely needs to change in 2026? This is where you get to dump. Talk about your year. Reflect on everything that's been in it. Go into a space where you can now see, I was great here, I was bad here, I was clear here, but didn't follow through here. There's all these different spaces that we can look at to understand ourselves in a better way, and it's going to help us recognize the good and bad habits in our life. And once you get here, you then have your action steps for 2026. Ask yourself a couple more questions after that. Ask yourself a question like, in the next 100 days, what's an action step I can take? What is something right now, today, that I can do to encourage myself to move forward in a better way? Pray on these things. Do all these things to get yourself in a space where now I know what 2025 was, I now know what 2026 needs to be. Pray that prayer once you close this out, and you're there. You're in that. You're in this moment. And so in 2026, I think there's a real thing that God is wanting to do in me and in a lot of people. And I feel like God has pushed me to a space where I'm comfortable to talk about this, but also I'm comfortable to step into this. And it's just a really, really simple concept. It is what we're seeing right now, really, with Marty Supreme. With this movie with Timothy Chalamet, he's chasing his dreams. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. And for so many years now, we have desired, we have thought it was cool, we have thought it was right, it was justifiable, it was humble to be nonchalant. To be, I'm not really trying that hard. That's the cool thing. I'm not trying hard, but I'm still good at what I'm doing. And I say bump that. The world is craving delusional. You know what was delusional? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego looking at the king and saying, even if you throw us in the fire, there will be a fourth with us. There will be a God that keeps us. There will be a God that's with us in every step. It's Noah building the ark before the flood came. It's seeing and knowing and understanding this is what God has called me to do. And if that is what God has called me to do with specific ideas, with specific builds, with specific things, then that's what I'm going to do. Could you imagine the people watching Noah building an ark thinking, you're really thinking and believing that this rain's going to come that we've never seen before? Something we've never done before? Sound familiar? You know what else is delusional? Jesus. Looking at the disciples and saying, hey, I'm going to die, but in 3 days, don't worry, I'll be back. What else is delusional? Taking dirt in your hands, spitting in it, rubbing it together and putting it on another man's face. Believing that in that moment, that spit, that mud would heal with the power of who God is. It's time for the church to rise up and realize that we're not just a comfortable church, but we need to be a delusional church. We need to be a church that sees past what the human eye can see and realize that we're working in a realm that goes beyond the normal capacity, that goes beyond what is inside of us and steps into a place where it's a God that is outside of reality. It's a God that's working outside of our strengths. It's a God that's overarching everything that we're in. This is the God that can bring all delusion to reality. And we must step into it. Let's step into delusional faith in 2026. Let's step into a place where everyone around us may not see it, but you see it. And that's what matters. You see it. And that's what will take you there. You see it because God sees it in you. So I'm going to close this out here. Encourage you to go there. Encourage you to go to that space. What has God called me to do? What has God called me to take higher than where it's ever been before? And step into that. I love you. God bless. Happy New Year. Peace.
Keep me
That's good, dude.